Hello, everybody. Anne from the Easing Spirit, if I can even talk today. And today I want to talk about trusting the process. I have been in lots of situations in my life in the past where money wise, I had to trust the process. And at the time, I don't think that I really understood that's what I was doing. It's really weird. My current husband that I'm separated from used to tell me all the time that it blew his mind that when we would be in a financial situation that he would be stressing about, I would always say to him, "Don't worry, it's all going to work out." And somehow or another, it always did. The money always came, and we always had what we needed to continue on and pay our bills and have groceries and all of that stuff. So one situation that I can point out, there was a time years ago, it was probably more than 10 years ago, pretty close to 11 years ago, where we were in a homeless situation. And I was the only one working at the time. And my husband at the time was very, very stressed about things. How are we going to continue to pay for this motel? Because we weren't homeless. We were living in a motel. We just didn't have a house or a place of our own. We were in the process of trying to find a place. And he was very stressed out a lot about the financial situation. Are we going to have enough money to pay for this motel? Because motels can get extremely pricey when you're living in them every single day. And of course, it was him and I, and my two youngest kids, and our dog. And we were in one room with two queen beds, right? And he was very stressed about the money situation. And I kept telling him, I mean, all I had guaranteed at that time was whatever I made from my paycheck. And it was looking like that wasn't going to be enough. And for some reason, I just knew. And I had said to him, "Don't worry about it. It's all going to work out. We're going to be fine." And the funny thing was that it seemed like, I think it was the very next day. Yeah, I think it was the very next day I was on my way to work. And I heard on the radio station, "Text this number to this number to be entered, for a drawing, or, to win $1,200 or $1,500 or something like that." And I said, "Oh, okay." So I texted it, no big deal. I think that was the only time that I'd done it. I mean, you consider one time I'd heard this from the radio lots of times, and why I'd never done it before, I don't know why, but I did it that time. And a couple days later, I was sitting at work and I got a telephone call that my number was the one that was pulled in the drawing, and we won the money. Um, and that was just one of the situations in my life where I just knew in my gut that it was going to be fine. We were going to be fine. We were going to get the money that we needed. We were going to be able to pay for what we needed, even outside of my work check. And there's been lots of times in my life, and it's a lot of times it's financial stuff, where my husband would stress about money, and I would be like, "Don't even worry about it. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna be able to do it." And it would always work out. The money would come in. I don't care. There was one time that I received a big, huge check from some place that I guess I'd overpaid on something, and I wasn't even aware that I had. And a check showed up in the mail, and it's like, "Oh, where did this come from?" And oh God, I didn't even realize. And I think it was from like some insurance thing that I had canceled out or something, and they owed me money back from it. It was really bizarre, but there's been multiple times in the past before I started on my spiritual journey that I just knew in my gut to trust the process, the money was going to come. And in the last couple of years being on the spiritual journey that I've been on, I've been learning more and more to go with the flow and trust the process. And there have been times that I have had expectations of certain things that I've wanted, and I felt like I should, if I go out and I apply myself, I should be able to have that. And it wouldn't work out, and I would be super confused as to why isn't it working out. I mean, it could be something as simple as dating, right? Why is it that it's super difficult for me to get men to respond to me, or things like that? Why can't I find a date? Why doesn't anybody want to talk with me or hang out with me? And I started to realize that when you're on a spiritual journey and you are paying attention to the thing, or even when you're not, that's the thing. If you're in the place in your life where you're supposed to be doing something and you're not doing it, or you're not following along with the path that you should be on, things do not come to you when you want them. Even if, I don't care if you were somebody who knows how to make a gourmet meal, I'm telling you, at that time, even if you made that gourmet meal and you had an expectation of it, that meal is not going to come out like it's supposed to. And the reason why is because we're not following along on the path. And so we get to where we try to control things. It's our human nature to try to control situations and try to manipulate things to go the way that we want them to. And that's the same as relationships that I've been in my life. And I've learned in the past that when you try to manipulate relationships or get in too quick or jump in or try to make it go the way that you want it to, you either end up getting in the wrong relationship, or you end up damaging something that could possibly be good because you're putting your hands in it too much and you're not trusting the process. And so I've learned that every time that I'm walking my spiritual path, and this has been, I mean, even more exponentially probably in the last 9 months, that when I'm walking my spiritual path, as soon as I start letting my ego come into the situation and I try to start manipulating things or moving things in a way that I think that they should be going, because maybe they're not going fast enough, or maybe I want this right now, and I'm not focusing on what I should be focusing on, it never works out. So I have to step back, assess the situation, and think to myself, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing right now that I'm not doing? And what can I do so that I can trust the process and release that need to control and allow everything to just happen organically? And so even as of late, as of a friendship that I have with somebody who is very, very near and dear to me, it is a person of the opposite sex, very near and dear to me, is trying to understand the type of person that I am, and in trusting the process and trusting that our friendship will always be there. We will always be friends. We will always be able to bounce ideas off of each other, talk shit like friends do to each other, the poking and the prodding and the fun stuff, even though there is a time that we've shared some intimate moments. You can absolutely have that type of a connection with someone where you're friends and you also share intimate moments, but it doesn't do anything to damage that friendship. And I think a lot of it has to do with the headspace that you're in, and also your intention. Because like I've said in other videos, and you'll probably hear me say this a million times, it's my favorite thing to say, your intention is everything. So trusting the process, that when people are brought into your life, in your path, in your life, for whatever reason, sometimes they're meant to be there for a little while, and sometimes they're meant to be there for a long time. Sometimes you cross their path because you're there to teach them something, and sometimes they cross your path because they're there to teach you something. And whatever those things are has everything to do with the process, trusting the process. It always comes back to knowing that your higher self knows the path that you're supposed to be on. Your higher self knows the outcome of everything and is trying to give you the pointers and the information to get you to see that this is the path that you need to be on, and you just need to trust the process of things that are happening. And I kept saying, oh, I'm going to get my Facebook page and business page together. I'm going to start doing the YouTube videos. I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to get myself an audience so I can get clients, that will be interested in the modalities that I give. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I said that I've been saying it for months. And I wasn't doing it, and I wasn't giving myself in the way that my path is telling me that I need to. That is giving what I have, the small piece that I have, to whoever out there needs it, right? And so things just weren't going right. I would feel like, okay, I'm going on a good path here somewhat. This is kind of feeling like it's going, or I'm going where I'm supposed to be going, but I wasn't really, because I wasn't putting myself forward, trusting the process, and removing, I guess, as my past talk, a fear of, what it would be like to be on YouTube, or, does anybody really want what I have to offer? What do I have to offer? Who could possibly want that? And who am I in the grand scheme of things, being able to give to somebody else, right? And so in learning, just it's not even been a week now. This is my 4th video. But in learning that if you're going to talk the talk, you absolutely have to walk the walk. And if there are things that you need to do in your life to bring abundance and bring joy to others and to follow the path that you're supposed to be on, then it absolutely has to be that you trust the process. That you just buckle down, and the thing is it absolutely looks like work. It's pulling up those coveralls and putting in the work, because nothing is going to come to your front door just talking about it. But I've also came to a point in my life where I'm the age that I don't want to give myself 100% every week, fill in somebody else's pockets with money so they can pay me a fraction of that, right? And building them up. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have no, I know everybody has to earn money, and the person that I work for, her company is great and she's great, and she pays me decent, and she's very flexible on allowing me to work the hours that I choose, the days, the times that I choose. My life is extremely flexible now, but I want to get it to where everything that I do is on my time and my choice, 100%. And it is taking care of me financially and giving the care to other people that need it. And so learning to embrace and trust the process, just getting on board and knowing that when I'm questioning what I'm supposed to be doing or where I'm supposed to be, connecting with my guides and my higher self and asking those questions, doing my oracle card pull every day so that I understand for that day what it is that I need to be focusing on that's going to be for my greater good. So, in that, this is a short video this evening because we actually have plans to go out, but I just thought I would pop on and, just touch on that subject a little bit. Again, to put out to let everybody know, I have a Facebook page that is also called The Easing Spirit. You can contact me on there if you have questions, or if there's anything that you want to know about what I offer as far as my modality So I do of course tarot and oracle readings. I do Reiki healing sessions. I do energy healing sessions on properties, business names, homes, places like that. I'm also a ordained spiritual minister, but I can do memorials, and I can also do funerals and weddings. I can baptize. I can do all of that stuff. So if there's anything, and spiritually, I can also spiritually coach as well. But if if you're interested in any of the things that I offer, you can indefinitely contact me on my Facebook page, The Healing Spirit. You can leave a message on any one of my videos here, and I will get back in contact with you, so we can talk about what that looks like. But anyway, so I hope everybody has a great rest of their Saturday. Always lead your life in love and light, and namaste.